Back with another exciting stream of Romance of the Three Kingdoms 9. In this playthrough, I used the ruler Custom Officer Li Ji and 4 officers to support him. Let's see. December of the first year. Okay. Now, the main thing to consider is officer count. It's really important to have officers. That's how you advance your towns, to create more profit, to create more soldiers, bigger armies. You can see here, I have 35. I started with 5. It's quite an increase. And how you do that, largely, is it helps to have officers with high political skill. And you're going to want to search. And hopefully you have a warlord with enough intellect to where he can reliably tell you when you can find something good, or actually an indicator of success, an omen, good luck. And you can find a lot of officers that otherwise you wouldn't see, or they wouldn't be available to recruit. You can see Lu Bu is quite the precarious situation here. Oh man. It's always interesting when the AI has a force that's extended out. They only have one town, and it's just, if they could just stop what they're doing and just rush back to town, or move these troops from the gate, but they won't move them. They'll sit there and the town will get conquered and the troops will, I think they just disappear. And then, yeah, the lesser nation conquering over here. Is it Liu Yu? Zhang Yan force? Okay. Yuan Shao is expanding nicely. He looks to be on a roll there to conquer. Meanwhile, Gongsun Zan's just waiting for Yuan Shao to slip. He could attack Liu Yu. It's hard to say what will actually happen. And even Kong Rong is quite aggressive this game. Meanwhile, his one town is in a lot of danger. Not sure if this is headed towards the catapult just taking this port, or if it's going to Beihai. But it looks like Tao Qian's gonna do expansion this way. And have, of course, Cao Cao. He, interestingly, he's pushing up, taking Lu Bu, the, I guess, northern area. Usually Cao Cao likes to get Zhu Chang, maybe Chang'an. It's a really nice block of consolidated, close towns, so to speak, that can generate a lot of wealth. Just kind of just a refresher here to the map is in quite a chaotic state with a lot of battles and land grabs. The main thing to see is this interesting little Zhao Yun force Zhao Yun split from Liu Bei at quite an interesting time. And somehow he took a considerable amount of gold from his fort. Like, Zhao Yun is sitting on roughly 10,000 gold. Just him. Just one man. I guess if he gets conquered, you get all of his gold, like a loot pinata. But unfortunately, I'm too far for that to be an option, and I have quite my own dire situation. Now that Sun Jian has sent his best and brightest, he sent some stacked units, and obviously I'm just gonna let him walk in. It's such a large force. I also have Zhao Fan to deal with. Now, he thinks with this pathetic wing unit here. I've been redirecting it. Basically, I have the option of... I might want to take the fight here. I could push with them. Maybe try and cut into one of these units somehow. Let's see what... Just realized, let's see here. Adjust the audio a bit here. Alrighty. I feel like that should be... I think the sound's like distorted or something like that. I'm not sure. Okay, so I'm thinking a wedge for a faster movement. have different horse tactics. Yeah. I guess I just want him to attack anybody, just to do some damage, and then allow them to retreat. And there are a few officers here I can still order. Let me check my ranks here. Oh, I actually forgot I managed to get Wei Yan. And if you play Dynasty Warriors, you'd be familiar. The masked, he's some sort of glaive, I think. He looks totally normal in this game, but he has some nice stats. And everybody's really... I guess he could be a level 8 minister. But for now, I should... I do have a few items, some charms I've found, and this has the effect of, I guess, raising political skill, or the experience you get. And this one has end-to-end political, and this apparently gives you XP for all the tactics. It's really good. I suppose I should give these to somebody, but... end-to-end political. So I'm thinking Yue Fei and Chenji Sihan, I'm going to give them each a charm. I'm trying to think which one I should give each. Because it could be useful for Yue Fei to have, I mean, obviously more int, because when he's marching, the intellect kind of, it wards against disrupting or misleading tactics. And his political skill is really mediocre. It could be boosted, maybe. So I won't be using him for political things, really. I doubt. Then Chenji Sihan, I could boost... I'm thinking of getting him the Tactics Charm. Because he'll be in a lot of battles. Or potentially Wei Yan. If you give him a Tactics Charm. Just curious. He has some bow. He can learn volley. Like, actually, I want to teach him that right away. He's got charge. Okay. And melee. That's really nice. And see, if he gets more tactics XP, it could potentially place him above a mediocre level. But then as you see Chenji Sihan, he has so many more tactics. If he gets the XP, I believe if you max it out, you do the most damage, basically. And he can do basically anything. So, the horse charm, intellect, political. Honestly, anybody with a decent political that I'll be using mainly to do it, like especially Yan Jun here. That's all he has is int and pol. So that would make the most sense, I think. Because all he'll be doing is using int and political skills, essentially giving him more XP to level up his int and political. So the charm will have that added benefit there. It would be great if he didn't just randomly split off from my army. That's always a possibility, and I think it's great that they can do that. I should reward... I think above 95 is pretty safe. Now let's teach Wei Yan. A volley tactic. Now... they mislead. I think I could permanently mislead him just over and over until his morale is laughably low, just until he can't do anything, really. At this point, see, I have a decent amount of gold. My food is really good. Actually, I should look. Because you can actually check your usage. This is it, right? Basically... yeah, so essentially I'm making double... or I already have triple what I need, basically. So I could sell so much food, potentially getting any like 4 to 5k gold. I mean, that's a lot. I mean, look at my projection. It's ridiculous. And it's all because I just pushed early in the empty towns. But now, Liu Yan, I kind of lured him to obviously take the towns, because for some reason the AI just is not ambitious until once you take something, or, you know, then suddenly it notices the town, or something like that. That's the expert AI. Now, also, in this playthrough here, I'm going to try and make a lot of camps and weird forts and all that. I think it'd be interesting just to see how many you could place on a map. This is a weird little side thing. Eventually, it gets to a point where you just have so much gold, you can't even spend it all. I mean... and this is going to be interesting. Will Yuan Shu attack Sun Jian? it would be really beneficial, because as it stands, Sun Jian is just pushing now into my territory with his main force. You see, he has 50k troops here. A potential... He won't really pull them from Chai Sang at that number. He'll have to basically... He could get cocky and take like half the troops from Lujiang and potentially move them here. Now see, he's really spreading himself out. This is quite a journey for him, but at the same time, he's also setting up a naval battle that could be quite devastating for me to deal with if I give him that way to set up this kind of naval theater here. It could be interesting. There's a lot of potential for a good battle. And I have half the officers he has, but I'm definitely within the means of fighting him with... I have some officers that can definitely do some damage. I'll lose some battles, but I should be able to win more. Let me double check the employ. Have to get him. I believe he knows Aerostorm. Look at his XP. 621. It is unreal. It is actually unreal. I mean, a lot of the top XP officers are around 400s usually. 500s are rare, but 621 is actually ridiculous. I think he got some XP fighting battles with me, potentially. And horse bow as well. That is beautiful. And he also knows horse and of course foot tactics. He potentially can learn melee. He is actually just so good. This is, I believe, one of the custom officers. He has ridiculous stats. Now, all the custom officers that I made, I'm not sure if I made this one, but I tried to make them, their stats realistic, not all 99s or 100s essentially. Like, I would try and make intellectual officers maybe that aren't good with war, you know, or, you know, strong officers that have like a lower political skill or something to balance them out a bit. I remember years ago, before I set it up like that, I had all the officers with, you know, insane stats and tried to stack them, and, you know, interestingly enough, I never finished the map like I did with the officers when I remade them and had them realistic, and I tried to actually blend them into the lore as like if there were officers that had children that weren't in the game, I looked them up online on different websites to see what other officers there were, just to get names, and also if there was any information I could read about them, I would try to infer maybe from the sound of it their stats, like, oh, they had some accomplishments with this or that, so maybe, you know, their battle skill would be higher or their intellect would be higher. It's really, really satisfying to create these officers, and then to play with them now. It's great. The thing, it's been 4 or 5 years since I actually did that, created all of them, and I still have the save, the playthrough, you know, and there's still more to do in the game. There's still more scenes to unlock. There's so many. There's challenge scenarios I haven't done. I've done some of them, but not all of them. I've been actually really distracted right now. Yeah, so if their skill's lower than 50 for political, I don't really bother checking. There might be a tiny chance that some officers can, even though they have a low skill. But at the same time, it's, you know, searching. It's can be quite tedious at times. So he should find an officer or an item or gold. If their skill is higher, they can find more gold. Now, once again, if their skill is higher than 50, I like to scout out an area maybe. Or if there's just very few searches, but if I have to search with 50 people and do this, it can get very tedious. And once again, paying attention to the ETA. Now see, 10, that's going to be 1 turn, 10 days. And 20, you know, that's going to be 2 turns, and I don't think it's worth waiting that long. I mean, yes, you can get a very good item or an officer. But a rival ruler could also search that area and find it before you. And then you're down that officer for an extra turn. I should have, I wasn't thinking, I should have probably boosted the stats of the city a little. But okay, we essentially have this army here. They're going to be at the forefront of the Sunjian battle here. It's going to be pretty epic because Sunjian sent his best, some really good officers. I can't misdirect them. I can't disrupt, really. They have high intellect, high everything stats. And I have a little reconnaissance bit set up here. Liu Yan he's pretty screwed, I think. He has to worry about Nan Man. He has to worry about Meng Huo. He's got Liu Bei here. His army's kind of really yikes. I mean, just, it's all messed up. And then also, I have Liu Biao, who could also go to war with Sun Jian potentially. You know, it'd be really nice if I could somehow stall this tower, but there's no way I could get there. See, I could have potentially... Maybe there was a way to get them here, and then if I could stall them, have Liu Biao maybe take it. The AI, sometimes they just don't fight the way you think they will, and alright, let's end this turn and see. A lot is happening. Lu Bu's gone. Cao Cao is strong. Okay. So I got him. That's good. Okay. They got misled, so they're turning around. Their turn is wasted. That's bad that he didn't get recruited. Oh, they're going head to head here. Maybe they can... Now, Gan Ning actually isn't going to fight him. Interesting. Oh my gosh. I actually wasn't expecting them to use tactics. I don't know why. Oh no. It wasn't supposed to be like this. No. Okay. It's pretty well rounded. That's nice. He joins right away. Found gold. Wow, it's a pretty close race here. I'm pretty sure Sun Jian will make it. Zhao Fan made no progress at all. I shouldn't have to worry about Liu Yan. He would have to recruit a lot before he could even do anything. I'm gonna move him. He served his purpose of taking those towns and essentially shifting the map. I was waiting till he had enough morale. I'll leave like 50 guys here. I don't know, just... Pretty sure that's closer. Yeah, it's like a weird mountain pass. They have to just go there. Now, his stats are really bad, but at the same time, he's still an officer. He can do searches, he can move troops. His uses aren't obvious, but you have to be creative with the really terrible officers, I guess. Big thing is employ first, just to... Yes. I really would like to get that officer. And also I would really like for my enemies not to have that officer at the same time. And Mistress Jen, she has great tactics, I know. She's a custom officer. Trying to think if I'm making the right call. It would be really nice if Liu Biao and Sun Jian battled, and they just did it at this town, just level this town. I don't care about it. I have my southern empire, so to speak, here. What could happen is Sun Jian takes half his army here, pushes to Zhongsha, and then Yuan Shu takes the opening and sends his whole army over. That would be nice. That would be good if they could do that. Of course, Liu Biao's in a nice little spot. He doesn't have to worry about any sort of attacks. He can just send his army and not worry. Liu Bei is really struggling, it looks like. Han Zhong is a pretty simple ruler, but I think he's doing okay. So he's getting ready to strike. Now Lu Bu's gone. As you can see, it had 7,000 troops, and they just disappear. It's a shame. Now, this is almost conquered by Liu Yu. Meanwhile, Yuan Shao is pretty easily gonna take G. Not really sure what he's waiting for at Gongsun-zan. I think his goal is non-P here. I'm not really sure how to say that right. I'm pretty sure he's waiting for an opening here, which he probably is going to get denied that. Unless he goes for Ping Yuan, then there'll be like a chain reaction of Yi Jing here going there, they're going here, and Zhang Zhao's going here. He's gonna lose a lot of guys here. These 11,000 are just gonna disappear. It's gonna be a huge blow. Fighting at ports can be really sketchy. So that's mainly what's happening. Okay, so I've got these two. They should be good. If I can snatch some officers, maybe. See, it's interesting. You want officers with decent political skill on the outskirts of or like the frontiers of battles, so to speak. So they're closer to your enemy officers, so it's easier to recruit them. Because I'm just trying to go for people like within the 10-day ETA. because 12 days, it's gonna go 2 turns. Empress Quan, she's got some nice stats. Nice smile. Yeah, getting officers from Liu Bei, Sunjian, and Cao Cao are the priority. Yeah, I think it's the most important step of the turn, maybe? It's trying to find officers, recruiting more officers. You see, 11 days. If they were in that other town I was just at, they'd be within 9. It would be... Yeah, see, this town seems to have all my high political officers. I can get ready here to... suppose use this army. Okay, so this unit is going to Wuling. So I could take everybody out of here, just smash into this unit and just... I won't have to worry about an attack on this town here. The main thing is drilling here. Yeah, this force is very strong. Long John, yes. Oh, yes. Of course, from Dynasty Warriors, the archer, and he is probably the best arrow tactics user. And I think arrow tactics is probably my favorite to use for taking towns. It's mainly they use melee onslaughts for, you know, cutting into units that are attacking you, or you're taking a town and you're using catapults or towers, or just sniper wings with arrow tactics. It's kind of my preference, really. I mean, I'm still rusty, I feel like. I want to play a lot of different scenarios over the time. Yeah, I'll just group all of them and... yeah. So next turn, I'll have them form a really strong melee or onslaught, and they will just... the unit has one officer, you can't do anything. I mean, it's gonna be a joke. At that point, I can just immediately take the town here. However, I think it would be smart to set up a base of some sort as close as I can. Because you have to consider that Shan Yue will attack the 3 closest cities. I just, stupid joystick here. Yeah, sometimes the joystick on this controller likes to... What is it saying, though? Is Shan Yue will attack Chai Sang here. They'll attack Hui Ji, and they'll attack Gui Yang. So, in the case that they do, you don't really want to waste an army trying to defend it when you could just back out of the town. It's really cheesy. obviously, but you know, it's human brain versus machine brain, so it's sometimes it's pretty ridiculous. But yeah, just take all the troops out of there and leave the town empty, and they'll just walk in, take it, leave, and then they're leaving. You just walk back in with all your troops, and that's that. They have to get my joysticks working right. This is actually annoying. Like, I just went up to this map somehow and I like broke. Okay. Okay, it works now. Okay, so I think I've kind of employed the obvious so far. The two free ones. And anybody close isn't available. So the next thing I want to do is the plots. I'm going to mislead. 102 int. Let's do that. That's all I have to do, really. I mean, also, it could be good to raid. And I have Wei Yan here. Now that should get anywhere from 100 to 300, maybe 400 gold. I don't know. I have to raid more to really... And you can do multiple raids. But they can't this turn. Let's do... I'm thinking maybe there's no way Ling Ling could possibly be in any danger. So what if I take, say, half the troops and just start building the base? Because I know I'm gonna just destroy his unit. So why waste any time, right? Say 5k. Now I'm going to say, because of the misleading, it could be dangerous to set up here. And these are good spots here, I feel like. They could be for just backing out of town and going there in case Shan Yue attacks. I'm gonna say this one. Kangwoo Camp. I'll permit retreats, just to be safe. Next turn, Changsha will have a powerful unit to just wipe them out. Wu Ling. I can't really move the troops yet, but I want to move them towards fighting Sun Jian here. It's too early to move them, I feel like. I mean, I'm really confident Zhao Fan's unit won't get near me or anything, but... I could still take half of them and maybe just sit at Zhangjin. Maybe that would be... I don't know. Because as soon as he takes the town, I feel like he's just gonna steamroll down, and I'm just afraid of losing any officers. There's a nice amount to draft here. Just get a nice 3K. Need a good drill. His int and pole is higher. I should use his intellect. I think I will. Yeah, the trust is really low here. It would really be nice, because I'll easily use those 20,000, and then I'll need a high trust rating to be able to get that next army going. Now this territory here, I have to keep some troops here in case of Liu Yan, but at the same time he can't really make a move against me. There's no one to really draft here. It's a drill. Yeah, Han Xuan. See, he's actually... he could get 1 point of morale, maybe. I might try... Because his political skill is high, I'm going to go ahead and search until I find a good. And let's see if I can. And he's pretty bad at everything, so just drill, get a point, it's whatever. Now I have done all I can do this turn. Okay, I guess we'll end the turn and see who wins the race here for my empty town. I'm thinking Sunjan. Oh yeah, and I forgot, I'm fighting Gan Ning's unit. Can they actually damage him? Oh wow, oh wow. So, I'd say so far this is a success. Okay, that... I guess I should have sent 2 people to enlist him. And then he's gonna do it to me. Oh my god. Oh no. That's way more damage than I was expecting to take. That's a shame. She would have been a nice custom officer. Okay, somehow they chained arrow rain. Now this should be good. Almost 2K. I want to watch both. I can't watch... Oh my god, Liu Biao's gonna get it. Wait. Oh yes, I needed her. Wei Yan rated 259 gold. That's very helpful. I can't believe Liu Biao got it. I could have swore Sun Jian would get it. Look at him. Now he's gonna go to Wulin Port. Interesting. And I just stole one of Liu Bei's officers. Okay. Yeah, they're using some tactics that got me misled there. I would like this officer. Does not want to join. Okay, this is very different than what I was expecting. The Nanman armies have... They're going for Julon Camp. Where? Wait. Are you serious? Wait. The Nanman army's actually going here. I mean, that's fine. It's actually just so silly. It's like, why wouldn't he go to this camp? It's actually really strange. So, he took out about 5K, but I've lost about the same amount, so it's really not so great. Okay, so Liu Kang is going to go for Wulin. I'll go for here. And they're set up. Now, Sun could actually just ignore Liu Biao and just turn his attention towards me, and I could have to deal with his naval battle and... But also, I could abuse the ports. And if he stacks a big army in a port, potentially I could weaken the port, raise it, or catapult it in some way, so that his army would just get destroyed once the port is finished. Okay, I've got these guys making their fort. And then, you know, they're misdirected permanently. Big thing is, I always check rewards first. Just if their loyalty is under 90, I like to raise it. I have kind of a decent amount of gold. Yeah, it's late December the first year, so the next turn I will get a nice chunk of gold, maybe like 5 or 6k gold or something. Now the officers at Zhaoji, I've got them trying to employ. Now, he said this multiple times, promising signs, and he has over 100 intellect, but the thing is, apparently only Zhuge Liang with 100 intellect is infallible, or essentially his advice is always right. And anybody else needs 110 intellect for their advice to always be right. I am pretty sure that's how it works. Okay, so just in case, I'm going to send 2 officers to recruit this one guy because he's so good. And with that new officer, he will potentially recruit me many new officers with his high political skill. Just kind of checking. It's like, I don't know why his loyalty is that low. It's like somebody had to have lowered it. Now this, it's like too good to be true, right? 80 loyalty, Zhou Yu, 9 days away. Because he's in that unit that's at war with me right now. It would actually be, it would be incredible if I could just win over his warlord. That's like at the forefront of the battle against me right now. Okay, so the employ is pretty good for this turn. If I want to try and find more officers, I can do that. I want to double check. I think it's the most important stat, almost. See, now I'm at 39. The first year, I went from 5 officers to nearly 40, so like 8 times the officers. And Liu Bei, he started with 48, I think. He's at 63. That's respectable. Sun Jian started with 60 or 70. He's doing well. 82 now. And Cao Cao, of course, he starts with almost 80. He has... I mean, if I was playing as Cao Cao, I would probably have over 100 officers easily. I mean, he has... I would be searching with half of the officers at least and find dozens of officers to recruit. This could be good. I'm debating whether I should actually build the town up. Because raising the stats of the town is actually important, but at the same time, the AI is really good at building towns, so sometimes you want to let the AI just build the town up, and then you swoop in and take it when it's perfect. So I'm hoping Cao Cao will make the entire northern area really nice for me for when I am ready to take it from him. Okay, so interestingly enough, nothing within 10 days. I'm going to take that as a sign I should probably build the town up. It's a nice new officer here, high political. Okay, he can find something. And maybe I'll just check with this guy. He's actually found me a few nice things. Shoot, even Liu Du with his 42 political skill. He found me a few officers, I think. He couldn't recruit anybody with his skill, but if he can just find them, and then I can use a high political officer to recruit them, that's really good because, you know, that high political officer can take his turn and do something more useful than searching out something. But I mean, it works out either way. Okay, at this point I'm just gonna build here. Drill first. And Liu Du, just because he can't really do anything else. I'm still not 100% sure if... I know when you group the officers in groups of 5 and they all have good stats, it's actually much more productive in terms of raising the overall stats of a town. But also single officers like Zhang Liang here with ridiculous stats, it's also cost effective, I think. But I'm debating at this part here, use 1 officer to patrol, potentially 2, and maybe it boosts it in a way, like they... So I know Zhang Liang can probably boost it 10 points. You know, if I add the other officer, it could be 14, 20. And if I use Pu Yang to just do trade or political, trade or farming, he should be able to boost it like 7 points or so. I think I'll just do... See, he'll do it like, yeah, 10 points. Because he's got over 100 intellect. If it's less, like 80 or so, it's gonna be like 7 to 8 or 9. And yeah, the trade is half the farming. I'll go with the farming, I guess. It should be 7 points. Yeah. And that's the acceptable, I think, amount that, you know, 1 officer can do. It's worth it, the 50 gold cost. Okay, now ready for the battle here. Okay, interestingly enough, Zhou Jun doesn't have the skills I want. I want either this or... Now let's take a look actually at Huang Zhang, training him possibly. I don't know if I have enough points to... If he could learn melee. Oh my gosh, actually, I have enough points. That could be good. Yeah, because I'm thinking, you know, I should have used the officers from Lingling to mislead again. I forgot, which could be problematic. And I'm thinking, you know, a cross formation is slower than the wedge, or you know, for horses. But they look like, I'm trying to think which would do more damage. Two melees or two onslaughts. I guess it's either or. I'm sure at some point Huang Zhang will use melee for me, but in this battle I feel I need speed. I need the speed of a horse formation. I can leave Zhou Jun here. And pretty much going to use the wedge. Honestly, the mallet might be better because I have officers with high war skill and Zhao Fan doesn't. And if I duel him, I will cripple their morale with an easy victory. I got onslaught, and... I mean, you can use the other tactics in different formations. It just... there's a reduced chance. I'm curious to see if that even goes off, the melee. That would be awesome. Because it would obviously be more valuable than a sortie going off. Like a few thousand more damage. Like, obviously he wouldn't trigger his horse tactic enough times to do as much damage if he did one melee. Like, say, I don't know, almost 2 turns into the battle, like 20 days going on. And I want the onslaught, the first main thing to go. And I think... yeah, I believe this town has a large draft pool, so I can easily get some more men. And I can leave it fairly exposed. Since he's like hard set just to go to Wuling no matter what. Like, it doesn't matter if you leave a town empty and he's passing so close to it, he could just like change form. It would make so much sense if he just stopped and just went to that town or something like a human player would do. But it's the AI, so they kind of just, they get stuck doing this one thing, you know, robotically. So, enemy, you know, what it's referring to, if there was another unit that came, would you ignore it or just go for that other unit too? And so it doesn't matter in this situation. Retreat. I'd like to always permit it just to be safe with my officers. Although there are times when if you disallow it and they push harder, they could win, when they otherwise would have retreated. Pursuit. So basically, if I beat him so bad he has like 1,000 troops left and he just runs, should I have my unit still chase him and finish him off? Now, the unit's Zhao Fan, it's the ruler, so there's no real point in capturing him because it'll just say, would you like to execute this ruler or would you like to release him? And I have a policy of, if I capture the ruler once, I release him. If I capture him again, I'll execute him. Unless, unless he's good, really good or something. I feel like it's just, I don't know. So I just won't have them pursue them, basically. He can run away with the... Once I just take all the troops. I have to see... Can my guy here... he can also rescue, just in case. He shouldn't need to. And this is good. He'll be able to mislead. That's perfect. I got my guy here. It's a great guy. He did a lot of work, this one officer. He's so average. But he was chosen... Oh, look. He's got Onslaught. He is a badass. But he was my guy to get John Ning. He got Jiang Zhou. He set me up economically. And at the same time, he changed the whole area of this map and basically instigated all this kind of war, and he kind of set Liu Yan up to fail in a way. I'm pretty happy with how that turned out. Even though, I'm not holding the towns, but at the same time, Liu Yan's barely holding them, and his forces are so... He managed to consolidate them here. His option is take Chengdu, obviously. And he's got Meng Huo there. He's got Nanman. I mean, to worry about there, it's... I'm not really too worried if he tries to attack. I feel like I'll have plenty of time. Let's see. I could do the 94s. I don't know. God, I actually wanted to give this to... There we go. So with that, his tactics XP will get a boost. I guess when he uses the tactics more and more, he gets more XP in the category. He can do more damage with the abilities. Tempted to try and sell some food. Thinking just drill here would be the best option. Double check employ again. That's right, I already sent them. I just gotta make sure. Wow. Now things get interesting. Liu Bei, whatever he does at this point is really gonna change things. He could push towards Han Zhong, but really I want him to battle here, maybe against Liu Biao, Sun Jian. It's pretty epic. If I could battle Liu Bei and Sun Jian's armies at the same time, that would be really epic. And of course, if I could battle Cao Cao at the same time, it's like all three, but I expect Liu Bei to be gone before I get to Cao Cao. Hopefully I get all of Liu Bei's officers because I'm gonna need them to stand against the Blue Empire of the North. Okay, here. Okay, I've done the employs, but maybe there's somebody close by too. Did I do them? I'm not even sure now. That was just for this guy. I sent 2. This is good because I'll have, I think, just enough army to do battle against Sun Jian here. I have to get ready to move the troops though. Oh, shit. I just have to take a moment here. Okay, just be a moment here. I'm just gonna make sure my sound is okay. So I've used all my officers, performed all the actions I can. I love the info list. It's so interesting. You can just, at any time, just see almost everything about all your opponents. It's a little out of place in a strategy game to have that transparency kind of, but it's interesting. I mean, the detail of like, you know, income. You can kind of compare how you're doing. Like Kong Zhuo, I don't know what the hell he's doing, but damn, he's got a. And there's Zhao Yun with his like 9K. It's projected 3K and expenses 0. Yeah, I'll be at 8k next turn, I guess. I'll be good. Sun Jian will also be at 8k. So, yeah, I'm kind of neck and neck with him. It's like I have half the officers, but if you're aggressive with conquering empty towns, and I wasn't even really building anything up, really. I mean, just it's so interesting how the AI uses their gold like efficiently, almost like they get down to almost exactly 0, and then they have the perfect amount to recover. And it's all perfectly calculated. All right, now let's see what happens here. Let's see if Gan Ning wipes out my unit here. And they just wipe each other out or something. Oh no, this is bad. 3 of them chain their tank, so it's gonna be like a stupid amount of damage. Oh my god. Yeah, that's like almost wiping me out. Just okay, good. I got Lu Su. Hopefully my guys can retreat here. Oh no. Oh no. That sucks. Let's see if I get a... Oh, no upgrade for me. So Liu Yu failed to take this town, and Yuan Shao punished him by wiping him out. It's a fitting end for such a greedy small nation. Seeing what potential threats I'm going to have to deal with. And this Zhao Fan unit made literally no progress. And now I'm perfectly poised to... They'll easily wipe them out. They will... They'll do an onslaught for 3k a few times. It'll be easy. And this unit can then fall to this base here. And they can recover, get their morale, and then just finish them off. And that'll be good because Shan Yue won't be an issue with the base. And I'll only have to worry about Liu Yan if he starts to raise an army. But You see, I can predict his movements so easily. He can literally only go for Zhao Ji. And it's kind of a nightmare to get here. Like, the march is something like 30 day, or I don't know. It's pretty bad. It's like a very mountainous area, and they have to do some really slow, weird pathing. So I'm kind of in a fortified defense position in that way. And also, Nanman could knock Liu Yan out of here, and I won't even have to deal with him. And then I just go walk into the empty town again and have added income and food for nothing and just free. I really... I shouldn't have to do any ploys against Zhao Fan's unit at this point. I'm just going to just believe in the power of this unit, and their tactics will go off. And oh no, I misclicked. I misclicked that actually, that was bad. And yeah, 75 loyalty, definitely want to get that higher. It was telling me before that Liu Bei was trying to recruit them actually, so... And I have to consider... I think I have some prisoners. I can't remember how I... diplomacy... I have these 2 prisoners here. I mean, it's kind of nice that at least 2 of the officers got away. I'm not sure. Exchange. I don't want to send him. His political skill is very bad. He'll offend them and something like that. I do want to try and get the other guy too. Curious to see what he asks for. I'm assuming gold. I don't know what else. I want to try and get this free officer. Okay, that would be good. Okay, I have to reinforce this base here. In terms of the tactics that are going to be important, I want to consider somebody with naval experience. It's really unexpected that this officer just randomly has arrow ship. It's useful. Thinking, just because they're the only officers I have with any naval experience. They also have arrow bow, which is good. I also want to consider, obviously, Chenji Sihan. He knows everything. I want to consider some onslaught, maybe. Okay, I think that should be okay. I don't know. Maybe I should do 5. Just because Sun Jian's units, they're really stacked. He's got, 5 in each one. And all the officers have great stats, tactics. I'm guessing I should, use the same thing. Because as it was seen before against Gan Ning, I used 4 officers. They weren't nearly as good as his. They did some damage, but really, if I could do it again, I probably wouldn't do that. I don't know. I should have fought him more evenly. It's risky. Do I take my leader, and what if I lose the port and they capture him? I don't know. It's too risky. I don't know. I can't say if Sun Jian will just behead my guy or not. I don't know. I couldn't take that. Say 12K. Now, I think there's injured troops here that should recover. I hope. I don't know. Just ignore. See what kind of plots. They could raise the ports, but once again, look at the commander's leadership skill is gonna be a thing, and at every place he's got somebody with like 90 skill, so it's not really an option. It's like I've sent somebody to get the free officer. Now this could be interesting. Let's see if any close by that. Zhao Yun right there. Or Zhou Yu, I mean. It's just, he's so good. I just want him in my army. See, it seems like there's no chance he would join, but so new season, new draft. Need a large army as soon as possible. army is good enough already to finish off Zhao Fan, but gotta get ready for Sun Jian. He's bearing his fangs down on me. And the only people that can drill are the ones that draft, which is unfortunate, so... the best skills and... I'll try and search with the other two, just... there's still plenty of officers to find. Luckily, there's one there, and you can actually find stuff. It's very rare. Okay, nothing this time, so I'll just have him search the area he's in. Really makes no difference. Oh. Yeah, okay, so Sun Jian will, within a turn, his morale will be perfect, I'm assuming, and he'll either go for Zhongling here, or he'll go for me. Now, maybe, because I'm not sure if Liu Biao and Sun Jian are, they could be neutral, and therefore Sun Jian will just go for me, I'm assuming. I'm not sure if I switch it around or... I'm not sure if the advisor's int is so high. A lot to draft here. Just gonna go a little slow with gonna get them all at once. It's like, I wonder if I should have one do trade and one do farm. That's like technically more efficient, or maybe just doing the two and focus on one. See, it's 11 points, and they could have potentially did 7 for one and 7 for the other. So, I don't know. It seemed like it's the wrong choice. Double check. See, I should consider their tactics. Probably move some of these officers, because they're just sitting back in the city. Like Mistress Jen, she needs to get over to the forefront. Yeah, Mistress Jen for sure. And UAE. That should be good enough. Well, I'm a little nervous because if Sun Jian just rushes Gongan, that could be really bad. I have him go there first, just to be safe. And 5 officers here seems good. Got a decent little draft pool. Just have them do that. I've done all the actions I can do now. So Sun Jian, he's in an interesting position. He can't send any more help. I feel like this is all he's got here. 10 officers here, 30k. 5 there, 20k. I'm ready to put 12. I'll be like around 15k here very shortly, but I don't know if it's going to be fast enough. Sun Jian could move faster. Once I wipe out Zhao Fan, then I can commit basically. I want to leave Zhao Ji with some, but I could take Ling Ling, bring them down very low, and Wu Ling. Potentially get me like 30k in addition to like the 15k maybe here. Therefore, I can evenly fight against Sun Jian, because I know already with I had one little battle with Gonding's unit, and that revealed to me that if I do battle with him, we'll basically be evenly matched in a way, to the point where, you know, I'll do a tactic, he'll do one, and we'll just basically just wipe each other out evenly. It's good. It's good to have strong opponents. It would be really boring to have 100 officers with all the best tactics and stats just, steamroll everything. I think it's more interesting to have enemies that are stronger than you. Because the AI itself, it's like a handicap. Like you're already playing against a handicapped opponent, so to speak, because the AI can only do what it's programmed to do. And if you play enough, you see the patterns with how they react in certain situations. And eventually gets to the point where it's, oh, this formation is going here or doing this certain thing, therefore I can do this or this easily. It's becomes very formulaic, systematic in a way. But at the same time, there's so much room for creativity and weird, spontaneous movement. And there is this. I read somewhere that they say that beginner AI is less predictable than the expert, therefore can sometimes be more difficult. However, in certain situations, the beginner AI will always respond slower than the expert AI, usually so it's hard to say if it's really more difficult, beginner or expert. You know. Be right back. Oh, okay. Let me get a water. Gosh, it's been like 2 hours almost. Let's see what happens now. I'm really hoping Sinjan doesn't just go straight for me. If he does, that's gonna be really bad. be really ugly. Please no, please no. Okay. Yeah, he has to take a turn to raise his morale. Figured. Okay, now I can watch. Okay, it looks like... Okay, that's good. I got him. It would be probably good to do a rescue. Here we go, onslaught. Let's do 3K. 3K. Yes, 3303. That is some good damage. Now they're almost on even. Okay, let's see how the negotiations are here. How much gold could he possibly ask for? What possible reason could bring you here? Oh my god. 800 gold. I'm scared he's gonna kill him if I don't pay. That's so much gold, I guess. I'm kind of rich, but I also have to consider I don't get gold until March. It's gotta be less, right? 1,000 gold. Whoa. That's... Wow, that's a lot. That is unacceptable. He is not worth 1,000, I feel like. Right, now... Should probably get morale as soon as possible, I guess. I'll try and employ. I guess there's nobody close. Well... Looks like Sun Jian's picking up a lot of free officers. Just use them to search. Nothing, nothing, nothing. Looks like nothing within 10 days. Oh, there we go, Longzhong. Take that. So I forgot to reward. Going to try to rescue. His stats are better used for other things, but I need more morale here. There's no obvious free officers. Try and find a free. Right, and then I'll just search in this spot. Okay, so I've got them rescued. That camp's almost built. He can draft. Oh my. I didn't even look, but wow. 30k potential draft pool. That's really nice. That's going to be really helpful to battle against Sun Jian here. And I love how spread out his forces, though. He's just... Oh, look. Yuan Shu decided to go... Let's see where he's going. He's gonna attack Tao Qian. Tao Qian is screwed. Tao Qian is actually so screwed because he's gonna need to get all his morale back before he can make his move. Like, the AI won't just have 7,000 troops with bad morale just go to the town. So I'm predicting he's going to have most of his army out here. His town's going to be lost. And all that'll be gone. And that'll leave Kong Rong pretty safe. And it looks like Gong Sun Zan is fighting Yuan Shao finally. And Zhang Yan he held out the battle. Liu Yu tried and failed. And now he has to worry about Cao Cao. As soon as his morale's up, he'll probably take easily Jin Yang. Surprisingly, he's not doing much else here. Dong Zhuo is... looks like he's gonna try and fight Han Zhong here. He's sending a lot of troops, actually. Liu Bei is waiting, and everything's pretty quiet over here. Let's see if they can do some building here. Okay, and now it's just Wu Ling here. 20 points. That's pretty good. Let's go farming. Okay. And he's even pulling from the port. It's pretty smart. It's disappointing Yuan Shu didn't go. I can see why, as he's amassed a decent army here. I can only assume this army is going to attack Yuan Shu or go there, but I don't know. This game is so crazy. Like I think it was like me taking free towns just kind of like got the AI just to chase after me in a way. And okay, so Sunjian, this should be good. Still waiting. He's moving officers there. Okay, I see. He's moved more officers. He's okay, prisoner. Yeah, he's got a he's very smart. He's moved all of his good tactics officers. And Sun Jian, I mean, he's got some items. I don't know if I can. I can't really check his items. He's got plus 10 leadership. Alright. I'm kind of nervous because he could just push easily. I don't think he's gonna go for Liu Biao. He's going straight for me. Let's see what happens. As long as they don't. Oh no. Here it comes. Oh god. This is very, very bad. That's good though. Yeah. He's going straight for me. He's totally ignoring Liu Biao, and he's just gonna go straight for me. Okay, this is bad. This is actually bad. So they need to just leave the port. Just abandon the port and let them have it. Just let them have Zing Daoron. And now I have to consider building something. I think a compound would be very good. And right there is perfect. Now, hopefully they can build it up before he's able to just go straight for them. I don't know. Yeah, it's getting pretty ugly pretty fast. Okay, got this fort here built. That's good. I think I want to try to raise their morale. It's not gonna work. I need him to keep drafting and drilling and see if they can rally. Excellent decision. Hopefully that gives them enough morale to do a tactic or two and finish him off. So that's all it'll take, is just one or two more tactics. So I gotta check rewards. My gold is getting low. It's still another month to go. This is actually my longest stream so far. And nobody watching, so no pressure. It's nice. It's nice chatting with people too. Gets me more energized. It's like falling asleep a little. I didn't even actually check to see if I could mislead any of them. He seems to be able to get these guys. I could sell some food. I might do that. Try and sell. Just have one. Get some repairs going, because soon John ready to take one of these towns here almost. Use them for political skills better. Now, need to, I guess, move more troops to the camp. I'm sure if I should march or transport. Surprisingly good. I'll use way in. Decent defense over here against Liu Yan. So let me double check the employ. so he's building troops here. So he's going to be getting ready probably to make an attack. It's like, at this point, I won't get any breaks in terms of relenting their attack. For now, I'm going to cut the video here.